Laura Bruno is a senior at Wellesley College. Welcome, Laura.
Thank you.
So describe the experience for you at an all-female school. What did it give you that you think might have been interrupted by having men there?
I think one of the main things that a lot of my friends and I will talk about frequently is just the very unique experience that our academic experience has been at Wellesley, as well as our social experience. So you sort of go through these 4 years where you get close to a bunch of different women from all over the world who you share these very interesting experiences with that you probably wouldn't have had the chance or opportunity to get so close to if we had all gone to co-ed schools.
Is that because you think you would be distracted by men? There would be more competition because of the men? For what reason?
I definitely think that there's our own competition amongst ourselves, being all women as well. But I think it's mostly that we're given the opportunity to really flourish and develop all of our skills that we come in, from high school with. And we're given the opportunity to basically take anything we want and run with it. And that's uninterrupted. Not necessarily, because men aren't there, but because we have no limitations. We look around and we see only women, only people like us leading every organization on campus, contributing to every class discussion.
Okay, let's broaden the discussion. I would like to bring Toni Hayes into the conversation. She is the president of Regis College. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Toni, for coming here. Regis College went co-ed in 2007.
Yes.
What was the decision-making there? Was it largely based on finances? Were you having trouble filling seats? Why did you have to do it?
We were noticing a decline in our freshman class. And we began to explore the demographics of the area because we had predominantly been a school serving most of the New England area. And we also started to explore with our alums the need to consider coeducation. In our assessment, which was actually almost a 2-year analysis of the demographics, we found that fewer and fewer young women graduating from high school were interested in going to all-women's schools. So it was clear to us that it was something we would need to seriously consider. And we were very, very pleased at the level of support we did receive from our alums. In fact, many of our alums started to become very enthusiastic about sending their grandsons to Regis College, having had such a wonderful, positive experience. And in fact, when we did go coeducational in 2007, we not only brought in men, but more women.
All right. Now, did your overall enrollment go up as a result?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It also added a great deal of energy to the campus. And while it may have been a concern that the whole empowerment of an all-women's college would somehow be sacrificed, we feel that we've now created an opportunity to empower men as well in an environment where women are very empowered. And so we have not seen that as being a compromise at all in this experience.
Laura, when you hear Toni talk about that, president of a college, it must give you pause to say, well, it could work. I mean, your experience has been very positive. And of course, Wellesley is a very prominent institution, and it's had a storied history as an all-women's institution. But, with so much competition out there to draw in a student body, what would happen in your mind if they considered doing that?
I'm not too sure. So it sounds like Regis reached out to their alums and they got very positive feedback, and there was a lot of, they sort of were supportive of this whole idea. I feel like if you did the same thing at Wellesley, it would be a little different. And that's not to say that there are alums that are definitely open to it, but I think that there's just there's sort of this little thing about Wellesley students and Wellesley alums that is partially because of our strong alum network, but also just because of the type of student that attends Wellesley. And it's just this connection that you sort of share automatically, and that connection is never broken when across years, across ages, everybody sort of shares this very unique experience. And I don't think that that's something that we would be willing to sacrifice, even though it sounds like you, as you said, you haven't compromised at all. I think that Wellesley would definitely.
Well, Toni, would you admit Wellesley in a slightly different position than Regis College was? Yours is smaller. It doesn't have some of the history that.
Regis was a Catholic college, which is also one of the differences. But I think that the network of alums over the years was very as strong, like you're speaking to that. And we found the alums that were the most resistant were our younger alums, which is really interesting. Our older alums began to embrace it even sooner. But over time, our younger alums have begun to see that it's been a really positive influence on the college. Certainly, it has stabilized us in terms of our enrollment, but also, I think, has added a whole new dimension to the life on the campus.
And what about that socially, Laura? Do you feel, is there anxiety about meeting men, about getting off campus? I mean, is there pressure on all of you without men right there to interact with?
I think it's an interesting dynamic, and people always say, you know, what, are you all lesbians, or are you all one type of thing? And that's just not, I mean, obviously it's not the case, but it's also, it's something to get used to, and it's something that, for me personally and for my friends, I know was really beneficial, because we could get really close to our friends, just the people that we go to classes with, the people that we had in our res halls, and then during the week, and we would study and do all of that stuff. And then the weekend, we could go and explore in Boston and meet up with high school friends, meet up with people we had met that were men. It's definitely an experience to get used to, though. I would say that it's obscure in that
Nothing
sense.
lacking for you. Tony Hayes, Laura Bruno, thanks so much.